Hi everybody, Brendan from Shea Training Systems. For the next 2 weeks, we're going to be bringing you a really cool bit, how to get in better shape in 2 weeks, but feel great for the next 2 months. And a lot of that is based off our checklist here of lifestyle issues and where your biggest weaknesses are. We tend to work on what we're already good at. And then small actionable steps to get control of those, because they're a reason that they stay our weaknesses, mental or physical or schedule wise, that really hold us back. And there's some mind-blowing information I'm going to throw at you. Now, the first one on our actionable steps is my biggest weakness, and I know everyone from 16 years up, is their sleep log. We're getting really poor sleep, and so here's how it affects you mentally. Tomorrow we're going to come at you with physically how it lowers your speed, raises your lactic acid, causes you to burn out faster. But let's talk about mentally today. All right, a lot of what I'm basing this on is from the book Why We Sleep by Dr. Matthew Walker out of Cal Berkeley. I highly recommend that book. I listened to it as an audiobook and learned a real lot from it. So first, you need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Anything under 7, and there are hundreds of scholarly articles and studies that have shown that we have a performance drop-off mentally and physically. So what happens basically when you shut down your computer and start it up again when there's issues? All of the stuff that was clogging up your memory, your conscious memory, in your short-term memory, is moved off the desktop into the hard drive. When you start that computer back up, it's running very efficiently. And sleep kind of works the same way. So when you learn a skill, whether it's a split dodge, a crossover dribble, a math application, or something in chemistry, or something at work, you learn it in little chunks during the day. And like, picture someone learning to play the piano as a kid, or learning to tie their shoelaces. Later in life, it becomes automatic. And your brain, when you get into deep sleep, moves things from short-term memory that require constant thinking about to long-term memory, and then it's there for you to call up at any time. And it does it in a really cool way. So we learn things in little chunks, and automaticity is the ability to do things without occupying the whole mind so that they become automatic. We learn things in little chunks. What the brain does while we're asleep is, let's say it's a crossover dribble, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left. When you're asleep, your brain replays that crossover dribble at 20 times the regular speed of when you're awake. And it does it over and over and over, until you've done that crossover dribble thousands of times in your brain. And it moves it from short-term memory, where you have to think about every bit of it, to long-term memory. Now, people and rats were both tested on this. At the end of practice, rats in a maze learning a pattern, or people learning a skill, whether it was on a keyboard or what have you, they were tested at the end of practice after going over and over and over when it's quote unquote fresh in your mind. Well, that's fresh in your memory, your short-term memory, which requires a lot of thought. It's not automatic, and it requires a lot of energy for your brain to process. So it's slower, it requires more energy, and it's not automatic, it's in little chunks. You go to bed, your brain replays it once you get that deep sleep in 20 times regular speed over and over and over. It is turned into more plasticity, more permanent hard drive in our brain. And the people and the rats that came back the next day that were retested on this skill were 30% better. So get this. This is why they say sleep on the problem and don't cram and stay up all night. The reason is because your brain learns it permanently and smoothly by doing that 20 times replay over and over and moving it to the hard drive. And then when you go to recall it the next day, whether it's a dribble, a dodge, a musical production, or something at work, you know it better. So part 1 of sleep, get about 7 to 9 hours, and you're going to commit things to permanent memory and be smooth.